And here we go. I hope you're hungry for nothing.
Ooh, you suck!
Alright, Netflix really needs to shape up. This is kind of gonna be, for the most part, a rant video. So recently, I watched Wednesday Season 2 on Netflix. It came out a couple months ago, and overall the season was decent enough. This isn't a review of it, but it was pretty good. But I can guarantee you I'd have enjoyed it far more if it wasn't for the terrible way it was released. So it came out 3 years after the first season did, which, I mean, come on, a 3-year wait. I mean, that's just ridiculous, but okay, it wasn't fully Netflix's fault. The actors were busy, and the Hollywood strikes also got in the way of it. But what was their fault was the fact that the season was split into 2 parts. Part 1 released in August, and Part 2 a month later. So basically, overall, they had people waiting 3 years for a pretty short season. It was only 8 episodes, and on top of that, they split it into 2 parts and had a month-long gap in between. Like, at that stage, why not just do weekly releases? I've seen people say that it's because a lot of people on Netflix like binge-watching shows. Okay, you know what, fair enough. But then just release it all at once. But instead of just playing by the rules, they came up with their own third option of killing all the hype for the series. And yes, I definitely enjoyed it a lot less because of this. Like, the first half of the season was far weaker than the second half, and the way they were split up just felt messy. When I was really starting to get into the plot, it ended and I had to wait a month for it to come back. Also, side note, 8 episodes is a short season. Some people have disagreed with me on that, but it's way shorter than seasons used to be. And second side note, I saw a comment of someone saying that if you don't like the month-long break, just watch 1 episode each week, and then once you're done, the second half will be out, which sounds smart, but in reality, it defeats every perk of watching a show weekly. First of all, since the whole season is out, if you wait weeks to watch an episode, then you'll likely get spoilers, and secondly, you're not able to look at all the discussion and theories that go on after each episode when a show is released week by week. So yeah, not a very good idea after all.
Thanks, gamers, for nothing.
Now, you may be asking why I made a whole video on this, and it's because Wednesday isn't the only show they've done this with. They also did it with Squid Game Season 2. They split it into 2 separate seasons when it was originally written to just be one big season. So Season 2 was 7 episodes long, and Season 3, aka Season 2 Part 2, which was released a few months later, was only 6 episodes. Now, this example makes me way more angry than the first one because Squid Game is one of my favourite shows. Now, to be fair, it did a better job at splitting it than other examples have, but it still wasn't perfect. Like, I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but for example, there was a character who was built up in Season 2 like he was going to have a big role in Season 3, but then Season 3 came around and he really didn't, and he was kicked out of the show pretty early on. The reason they gave for the split was that it was too long to just be one season, but it was a total of 13 episodes. I honestly don't know what planet you were on if you think 13 episodes is too long for a single season. Like, if you go back to shows like Breaking Bad and Dexter, they had 12 or 13 episodes per season. Could you imagine if they had gotten their seasons split into 2 parts each? Like, it's this new release culture where everything is split into parts. You even see YouTubers doing it with their videos, and it just makes the experience worse for the viewer. Now, finally, I want to talk about the worst culprit of this new release schedule. So, in a couple months, Stranger Things is releasing its final season, Season 5. Now, we've already had to wait 3.5 years for it, but after the first 4 episodes, they're doing a month-long break. And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, once part 2 does come out, it will only be 3 episodes and we'll have to wait another week for the finale. Like, come on! Like, if you're defending that, then you're honestly just a Netflix shill. Like, this release schedule is so awful that it has completely killed all my hype for the season. Like, I mean, I will still watch it, but I just can't get excited for it because I know it will be this terrible release format. So yeah, anyway, that really sucks. So to sum it all up, Netflix is taking advantage of its subscribers. This release format is trash. Don't support it and don't let these greedy idiots on Netflix win.